Welcome back to B&G Hockey, where it's always black and gold. You know who unfortunately is always going to be in the black and gold because he just signed a 5-year deal? Tanner Jeannot. Now, a lot of you probably saw I made my free agent predictions, and I purposely left this player off my list because I knew he would be a fit for the Bruins, but I really hoped it wouldn't happen. But sure enough, Don Sweeney was just having too good of an offseason, making all the right moves. He had to finally do a classic Don Sweeney bad contract. The Bruins signed Tanner Jeannot to a 5-year deal with a cap hit of $3.4 million per season. Tanner Jeannot is a 28-year-old 6'2" left-shot winger who, surprisingly to no one, went undrafted. This year in 67 games, he had 7 goals, 6 assists for a whopping 13 points. In 294 NHL games, he has 49 goals, 44 assists for a total of 93 points and is a career -9. Now, a lot of you probably remember this player from his one and only good season with the Nashville Predators in the 2021-22 season, where in 81 games he had 24 goals, 17 assists for a total of 41 points, but since then his season point totals go as follows: 14, 4, 14, and 13 points. So, yeah, that was an outlier. He's a physical player who gets to the front of the net, hits a ton of people, fights when he has to. He's a power forward and a guy the Bruins mistakenly believe will help them be closer to being the Florida Panthers, when in reality this is nothing but a fourth-line bum who swindled you into a 5-year contract. Now, we're not the only team who's been fooled by this player before. In fact, for those of you who don't remember, this is the guy the Lightning literally traded an entire draft class for. They traded a first-round pick, a second-round pick, a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick, a fifth-round pick, and Cale Foote for this guy, and then were stunned when he was terrible. Like I said, he had that one really good season, but it is obvious that that was just lightning in a bottle, and he will never come anywhere close to that again. This is such a frustrating move from the Bruins. We now only have $5.4 million to play with. That could still get you a pretty solid middle six forward, or who knows, we might just give that to a fourth liner because that's what we're doing today. At this point, I would have kept that bum Cole Koepke because at least he had 10 goals. This guy had 7 goals, and you signed him to a 5-year deal for $3.4 million. This contract will absolutely be bought out in that time. I know there's a rising cap, so at some point it might not look as bad. At this point, you should have kept Trent Frederic. Now, I don't want to sign Freddie to an 8-year deal like the Oilers did, but my God, if you're just going to be handing out this length to guys who barely play, that is so frustrating. And I know the Bruins want to get physical. They want to add size. They did that last year too. But it's becoming a smaller, faster, skilled-based game. The Bruins need goals. The Bruins need help up front. And this is not the ad you wanted to make to do that. Unbelievable. Well, the good thing is, Bruins fans, if you liked having a top draft pick in James Hagens, we might be right back up there in the draft next year with the way this team is looking. Maybe they're able to trade off guys like Arvidsson, who they just got, and some other players at the deadline again. I did like the Bruins deadline this season, but I was kind of hoping to have a bit more fun watching the Bruins this season. And after a signing like this, boy, it is tough to feel good about this team. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think of this shocking signing by Don Sweeney? Leave that down below in the comments. If you somehow enjoyed this video, give it a big like. And if you haven't already, subscribe.